Okay. So, there is one big issue with the helmet. I did not align the seam correctly, and at certain angles we have under extrusion. I think the under extrusion may be due to an uh, incorrectly tuned pressure advance, but I don't see how that's incorrectly tuned. It could also be that I have enabled adaptive pressure advance for overhangs, because everywhere this happens is where there's an overhang. Anywhere that there's actually like a sharp corner, there's none of that. So it looks to me like my issue was adaptive pressure for overhangs. So we're just going to disable that for now. That needs to be more finely tuned. I need more tuning for that. Other than that, we got a good print. I'm very pleased with this. I do, however, need to spend time cleaning it, which is going to take a lot of work. A lot of work. So, the other thing that kind of bugs me is my overhangs are still an issue. There's little bubbles where there's just a little too much of an overhang, which is annoying. So I definitely want to spend a little time trying to improve that, and I think I might toss in a roll of ASA and potentially print some better cooling that we can kind of A/B test a little bit. At least that's what I'm thinking of doing. Overall, this was like a really good stress print for the printer. Although it used a whole roll of filament, it still was a really good test bed to see where my issues are and what consistently is the issue in one go. And it's using filament that I honestly wasn't really expecting to ever use. I was actually about to return that filament. Yeah, the overhangs are definitely like a big issue with this one, which is, it's okay, it's just annoying. It's like at a very specific angle that overhangs start to fail, and I set the support threshold to be 30 degrees, which is good enough for PLA, but not for PETG. There we go. There's a little lettering and branding on the inside of this, because it's someone else's model, and this is just their way of saying, "Hey, this is mine," which is fine. I'm not selling this. Although honestly, I could. totally open up a booth and sell it once I've customized it. Look in the, look on the counter, Mama. I know you did, but it was time. We found one for $17, and so you guys just bought it. I mean, you can pull it out and say goodbye. Huh? Good riddance. Good riddance. Yeah. It went good. She didn't see any obvious masses, so we'll see what happens from here. The radiologist needs to analyze it now. There's like a few angles on this that just don't jive well with the supports. Which is fine. Just takes more work to get the supports off. Nope, that's not gonna work. That's gonna hurt me. I did notice one glaring issue with the printer. The head that's on the Sovol, on the left side, the belts are even with where they should be, but on the right side, when you're facing it, it's like a little bit up and a little bit down, which will cause some alignment issues and long-term issues if I keep printing just without modifying that or carefully fixing that. So that's like number one fixed issue that we need to fix. Number two, I believe, is the hot ends. I think I'm also going to try and I'm going to go to my friend's house and we're going to try and fix this right here. The fan definitely needs to be properly fixed because that I'm so annoyed that it just yanked itself. Like it crimped and then yanked itself. So it might be best to like increase the length of that or something. I'm not sure. Give myself a little extra wire. Now, I know that I found a file for the Sovol, specifically, Sovol SV08, that is good for making a halo for printing and cooling the part. And there's a lot of other hot end mounts that you can do for the Sovol SV08, and I'm kind of at a stall for like what is going to be the best one. I don't know. There's one where it turns basically a more simplified version of the cover that the Sovol has for its hot end into Hero Me type ducting. Hero Me Gen 7. I downloaded that one. I'm still considering downloading the other one. The Halo one. I know that I forgot the username. Shad's friend. I forgot the username. I'm too tired. I know that he mentioned considering turning into putting in a CPAP cooling. And I'm not sure if that's a joke. I don't really know what benefits CPAP cooling does. But a CPAP fan is like $50? I guess the advantage would be that the fan could be on the outside, where you're sucking in cold air rather than on the inside where you're blowing the hot chamber air. I mean, that kind of would work. Damn, this thing's being a pain. Come on. Okay, not ruining the helmet, I don't think. Any cough that I can't. Ow! I'm fine. Okay, this segment of support is just basically part of the model, but like it's a pain in the ass. Excuse me, language. It's a pain in the rear to get off right now. So I'm trying to find some common themes between the supports, and it looks almost like that if we have an angle like this, the support doesn't want to come off. So specific angles have issues, it seems. Could also be that this was the start of the print. Like, literally, layer lines started on this. Rather than being continued onto the support, it started on the support. So I almost got that. I still have this support to take off, but I got that taken care of. Mostly I'm trying to figure out what is my next move. I have a few prints that I need to print for a friend, for two different friends need prints. And I need to figure out when I'm going to do those, because I need to do them soon. The one friend that asked me to make a medallion from Sonic Forces, I think, got a glow-in-the-dark PETG red, and if I'm going to print that, which I would like to print that for them, if I'm going to print that, I need to make sure PETG is functional. Like, more, I mean, I've already got it pretty darn dialed in here, obviously. Like, there's just, like, any mistakes or issues in this entire print are very minor. It's not going to structurally fall apart. At least I don't think it is. Famous last words. I mean, it feels solid. Like, I could drop this on the concrete and the structure will still be okay. It's not OSHA compliant. So I can't use it on a work site. That would be quite funny, though. Making an OSHA compliant helmet that, or hard hat that you can take on a work site. But it's like a full helmet. Or a full Halo style helmet that you can use when you drive a motorcycle or something. This helmet couldn't be used to do any of that because the viewing section is not good enough at all. It's just two small slits, which is... You can't see anything out of that thing. Out of this thing. Man, I sure do hope the rest of this helmet doesn't require this much effort to take off all the supports. He says as he looks at all that mess right there. Just all that is plastic that needs to be removed. If you want to rewatch the stream of this helmet being built, it took us 47 hours. That should be on my channel, I think. I'm not sure. Should be available. Now, I know that there are, because of the issues on the overhangs, I'm actually kind of considering what material do I need to use to kind of fill in all those little gaps and layer lines. Oh, I almost got it. It's almost cleaned. There we go. Okay. Obviously needs sanding, but there you go. Pretty good stuff. I've been finding little bits of orange all over my carpet and clothes for a while. I think I probably should have set the angle to be 40 rather than 30. Because just before we hit the point where it started supporting it is where we have the fall off. So for Pet G, specifically, Pet G should probably, is there a settings override? Hold on. For specifically this? No. Really kind of wish that there was a settings override so I don't have to swap my process to match my Pet G. Oh, there's the blob for the from the filament switch. I'm gonna have to get that out. I think I need to edit the pause filament and resume filament macro, because I'd much rather have extra material to clean off, which, by the way, yeah, that's not too bad, honestly. I can see exactly where I paused and changed filament. I forgot to look at that. Yeah, that's it's a very clear change there, but like if you didn't know it was there, you'd have no idea. You just think that it was just like a weird layer line. Didn't even have a layer shift. Not even remotely. I don't feel any difference except in a few very weird spots where I feel like there's a bump. On this side, I feel nothing. It just feels smooth. On this side, I feel almost like yeah. I don't really know how I'm gonna fix that. It seems almost like that I shift whenever I change filaments, I shift the tool head ever so slightly. May have to try shoving the filament into the extruder rather than lifting the lever while the extruder is extruding. That might work. I don't know. I updated this description properly this time, by the way, so now we have the information for the Sovol correctly in the description. Lord have mercy. Oop. Ooh. That's not what I want, sir. Okay, we're good. Wasn't too bad. Oh, there we go. Very easy. Okay. That was very easy too. Nice. All right. Little by little. We're getting there. It's just kind of annoying. I'm just gonna... I think I'm gonna yank on this one. No. Not really gonna work. think I prefer the normal tree support, to be honest. Holy crap, man. This is kind of annoying. Normal tree support is a little bit better, I feel. I really need to, like, A/B test things, but I really am worried about running out of filaments for A/B testing things. I don't want to... Another thing I'm a little concerned about, I don't know if this helmet's going to fit me. I think it might be just a little too small. For my head, at least. I mean... We'll see. Oh, damn it. I'm still trying to decide. I think I could possibly split the difference, print the halo piece and the small, temporary cover. Temporary cover doesn't need magnets, from what I understand. There's also a fix that I didn't even know about for the Sovol, where the extruder pin apparently tends to come loose. And there's like a print that someone made that keeps it in place. I'll have to look, since the printer's now just idle, I can take a better look at it. I don't know. I mean, I need some form of cooling for this. Like, something. I need something for this to work. I think my main problem right now is the cooling. And I can either do the toolhead part of it. This is probably going to take a long time for me to do. So... Okay, I'm going to be right back. I want to take a look at something on the printer. Hold on. So, I think... Therefore I am. Take a look at something. No, not what I want to do. That one right there. There's like a fix for this right here, which I don't really know. Where is this located? Oh. It's the arm. Hold on. It's the arm. Okay, we're gonna want to print that. I see exactly what they're talking about. But yes, we are going to want to print that. Yeah. I think that would be a good idea. So that way... Okay, let's download it. How to fix split. This is right on the arm, should have no gap at all. How to fix, no supports. Huh? I'll download all of them and see what it... I don't really know what the difference between those are. I can't really see. Grab that. Oh, I see. Okay, so it goes over the holes that the screws go into. So it's not gonna cause any issues. I don't really know what this is supposed to be. Is this like the difference between the two, I guess? Possibly. So we can do that. The rod that goes into the gear likes to come loose. This will fix that. Yeah, we're gonna start trying to fix that before that happens. Xenomorph toolhead. Mm-hmm. Okay. Don't really care about that right now. I definitely need to fix the drag chain. Something really weird is happening on that one. Like the wire isn't exactly long enough. Something weird's happening. I need to fix that. So that way this thing down here stays in place. Fully printed drag chain system. It is pretty useful when you build an enclosure for your printer to avoid cables. Fixed joint and the under the drag chain fixed joint are the original Sovol parts. You can find... Yep. Yo, wait, $14.99. Oh, it's $14.99 for the adapter, but that doesn't include an extra eMMC chip. Um, I'm curious about something. Hold on. No, it doesn't have the actual eMMC chip for sale anywhere on the site. What the hell did I just do? No. $14 is actually pretty good though. $14.99. I just don't have the money for it right now. Okay, so where is the time lapse? Might want to take a look at this real quick. Hold on. Please check this AB joint is what they're saying. There should be no gaps there. Click auto home and then raise the AB axis of the printer to 200 height. Easy to adjust the synchronized belt. Remove the gantry. Oh. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying to do this real quick. I'll do that later, but hold on. Z-axis, don't really need to do that right now. Multimeter to troubleshoot lost communication. No. How to burn firmware. No. Ah, here we go. Okay. Anti-tangle detection module? Yeah, that'd be useful, but I don't really care about that right now. Top kit? What is that? Top cooling kit A? What the hell is all this? Sure. I'll take a quick look at it. 3D printing, just save that. Open it up, go to U, grab. Huh? Oh, I see what you're talking about now. Okay. Hold on. Let me get the... It's just all of it. Just download all of it. It's fine. I'm curious about this actually, because if I could just put this on the top of my printer, that'd be useful. Thank you. Save. Take a look at that later. Enclosure STL though. This is something that I will need. That's not a printable thing. Hello? Thank you. Door handle. Fixed joints, wiring brackets, U and U. Download. Because I believe what they printed it out of is PLA, and they kind of printed it shoddily, to be honest. So if I could just print it out of ABS, that'd probably be better. Magnetic fixing piece. The hell is that? Sure. I'll take a look at all of it. I don't like the default door handles. I do want to change that. They're kind of annoying to deal with. Ugh. There we go. Okay. So there's this, right? It's nice. It's kind of useful. It's got a... It's useful. Kind of. I don't like the... This fixes it in place. Yeah, that I want to change. There's a lot of things here that I need to change. Let me get laundry started real quick. Actually, I just remembered that. Finish 2 loads of laundry. Just a second. mostly. So the drag chain. Oh, okay. What am I doing? So I do like the cooling option here. I like the idea of the cooling kit. It sounds very useful. Hmm. I don't know. Just interesting. I'm gonna try and organize this a little bit. Hold on. No. Man, I do love the new windows. Upgraded it is. Whatever. Toss that in there. You in there. You in there. You in there. You in there. Camera mount in there. Toolhead cover in there. That in there. Okay. Let's organize this further. Well, first of all, the camera mount. Just toss that in there. And it didn't toss. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, cool. OBJ file. That works. Umbilical chain, drag chain model. Take a look at this. Okay. And there's that. Okay, so it attaches into that, screws into that basically. Give me a second. Oh, shoot, that's right. I gotta inject my medicine today. Timer. And I need to, I guess, reapply for patient assistance on the Dupixent. Because I can't afford $300 for this stupid medicine that helps with my eczema when nothing else does. Why do I feel like this is different from, almost completely different from what I... Oh, that's why, because right here... Freaking thing there, okay. Let me put all this over here too. Cable chain. So that's the cable chain that we're looking at. Cable cover. I do like that. Chain clip. I like that as well. Drag chain base connector. So I'm assuming this connects to that here. No. Okay, I already kind of like this one more than this one because it has that little... Alright, the base Sovol thing I'm not super hype about, to be honest. But this... Hold on. There's more. Sleeve cap. Okay, so this thing... Does that go on here? Tool head drag chain adapter. Oh, I see. Okay. I think I'm seeing this. Hold on. Under the drag chain fixed joints. So that's the one that goes up. It is the exact same thing. Okay, so I'm not even going to think about that one. And the wiring brackets. Oh, that is, okay. Chain adapter sleeve. Chain adapter. Okay. Where is... What was the name of the file? Hold on. Umbilical drag chain. There, that's the one I was looking at last night. So the way that this works... Okay. This goes to the tool head, right? Okay, I see. So this right here, this little guy right here, he's the one who goes on top of here. This little guy here, I believe, attaches to that. Yeah. That attaches to that. And basically another piece goes on top of that. Okay, I see. So that, oh. This snaps to that, this attaches to that, and then all of the chain kind of hinges off of this. Okay. Okay. That's nice. I like that. What I really don't like, though, is this, the placement of my PTFE tube. I want to fix that. I want to change that. I want that to be part of the umbilical drag chain. And then the other thing is that someone pointed out that this thing is going to whack against the... it's going to whack against the enclosure quite a lot. which I think I actually have a fix for that, or at least an idea for a fix for that. And if the tolerances are loose enough, we shouldn't have a really big issue with it. Just 1 second. Cable chain. This is the one that I'm kind of looking at here. It's going to be kind of a mix between this, which I do like. I like this a lot. So what this does is it organizes the chain coming out of the Ender 3, which I do want to print this for my Ender 3 because it would be nice to make sure that that cable doesn't get too much strain or doesn't get pulled in any wrong way, causing a short over time. So I want this. But the thing that I like about this is that it has a lock. This lock basically stops it from moving any further than it should. And if I take a look back at here, with the very first picture here, technically speaking, I could lock all of these so that when they are in their shortest configuration, they lock themselves in place, and they limit themselves from being able to whack against the side of the printer. At least that's the hope. Hello. Thank you. You freaking twerp. Thank you. I got a lot to think about. Is that Spanish? I think it is. That's okay. Looks like Spanish almost. Cool if it is. Drag chain. Ender 3. So the idea is to effectively limit how much this thing can move. Where's my other bottle? I do not know where my other spray bottle for my glasses are. I keep touching my glasses while I'm thinking. It's annoying. Okay, let me clean them real quick. So what would be the most optimal, I guess, configuration of the chains? Okay. Let's open this up. So I definitely need to reprint this. Don't think I'm going to reprint that. I do want to utilize this and this and all of this whole system here. These are just the cables, which should house the, well, cable. Let's just, hold on. One thing. So that is the adapter for the Ender 3. We don't really need that. We might need that for, like, actual sizing of these holes. Yeah, look. Okay, so... Okay. So our attachment system is slightly different for both of them, right? This one has small pegs, this one has large pegs. I like the large pegs a little bit more. They're more likely to be printed correctly. Okay, this actually slides into the extrusion on the everything. That's cool. I like that does that. That'll have to. I'll be printing that for the for 5PB later. But for this one, few things need to be changed here. Looks to me like this just attaches there. Let me just see. Heck off. Fine. You know what? I'll do the assembly view for that later. This KLS thing snatches onto this. And if I'm correct, yeah. Okay, hold on. So this little bugger, what's your range of movement? It snaps into place on this. I mean, I could just print two of these, one, in the pet G that I have right now. I think I might do that actually. Let's print these. I'd like to see what your recommendation for this is. Pack including all the elements, make a cable. Oh, excuse me. Doesn't really say anything about. Okay, well that's okay. Um. Oh, it attaches there. Interesting. Okay, I like that a lot more than what I've got right now. We'll do that for my 5PB. That'll be her main. That'll be her next upgrade as well as the Hero Me. Bless you. Chain. Here are the necessary parts which are integrated at hat. Yeah, this guy doesn't speak English as a native language. Very, very formal here. I love it. I love it. It's awesome. Um. No. Arrange it on this plate, please. You freaking twerp. No. I want this on a separate plate, you dick. Okay. You and you. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna print this out of the pet G that I already have now. I'll be right back. Right. should set a timer for, gosh, I don't know, 30 minutes probably should be enough. Okay. I already know that I need to support at least a 40-degree angle. Slice the plate. At least with my current settings. I need to do a lot more. I think the pressure advance could be a little more finely tuned for a lot of things. Another thing that's probably causing some issues, let's turn off thick external and thick internal bridges as well for right now. And I guess extra perimeters on overhangs. What does reverse on even mean? Extrude perimeters that have a part over an overhang in the reverse direction on even layers. The alternating pattern can drastically improve steep overhangs. This setting can also help reduce part warping due to the reduction of stress in the part walls. Sure, why not? One more thing that I really want to make sure we do. Hold on. I want it to be on the nearest always. Did save? Okay. There's a lot more of stuff that we need to do. A lot of stuff. Okay, upload and print. I'd like to see how these turn out. I'm interested to see how they mesh with each other. And if I could potentially, I guess, snake the chain in such a way that it really does a lot of, like, it snake the chain in such a way that it doesn't, I don't know how to explain it, frick. Whatever, you know what I mean. Someone knows what I mean, somewhere. We're gonna see how that turns out, probably, oh, right. See how that turns out. And if I like it, I think I might adapt it for this system here. Definitely need to reprint this. Definitely needs to be an ABS. ABS is a little bit, or ASA, sorry. I'm using ASA, not ABS. Definitely need to reprint this. Definitely needs to be an ASA, because ASA is better at, ASA just honestly feels a little stronger, even though it's stinkier. And I think if I'm going to print it in ASA, I'd like to do everything in ASA at once. Okay, so while that prints, let's start thinking of something else as well. Extrude a fixed model. Okay, I guess. Let's grab these. I need to compare them because I don't really understand what it is that is different between all of them. No supports. What the hell do you mean, no supports? Oh, okay, I see. So you can print this without having to worry about supports. I mean, I guess that's useful. You print it on that end, it seems. And then what's this? Hot end fix split? Ah. So you have one end and the other end, and you just, I guess, glue them together. Well, actually, no, you don't even have to glue them together. They just mesh together. They'll function as almost one piece once you put it on. I might do this. I like this a lot more, so we'll do that. Okay. So I need to make a plate for the definite yes. This is what I want. I want that. I definitely need to reprint that. Definitely need to reprint that. Or need to print that. I like this one more. The one that they had earlier was just, it wasn't printed correctly. The one that came in with it. Hey Gregor, how's it going, dude? It's a definite yes to this. That's not going to change when I do things. That's the KLS, so that's part of the old, that's part of the chain that I'm testing now. This is the new chain system. I like the idea of the new chain system, but things need to change a little bit for it to mesh, because I'm going to kind of do like a I'm gonna do kind of a mix between this one and the other one, just so that when the printer is moving quickly and moving the chain and all that, it doesn't bash itself against the metal back end, hopefully. I mean, honestly, it might do it anyway. It depends on how stable that is, this little thing here is. Hold on. Adapter. I have that. What was it that I needed? Adapter sleeve. Yep, that's the one. And how are you? I'm doing pretty good, dude. Tired, but I'm here. Base connector. Nope, not that one. Cable cover. Nope, not that one. Sleeve cap. There we go. That's what I need. So this thing attaches pretty much exactly like that. And this thing is basically going to go on top of here and swivels. So it's free to swivel. I think I can make that better. It depends on where the friction is in the system. So I like this. And this right here I think needs like an opening back here maybe for the PTFE tube. Either that or this thing right here needs a little opening. You know what? No, this thing right here needs the opening for the PTFE tube. I should attach the PTFE tube to here. So it needs to snake in under and over. And I'm definitely going to need to buy more PTFE tube. Fuck this economy, man. I only make $10 an hour. Cost of living's too expensive. I know, Gregor, you probably are just like you and your first world problems. I know. There are people who have it worse than me, and fair, they do. They really do have it worse than me. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the PTFE go through here. It's going to snake under here, and I'd like to also make it so that the whole system, the whole PTFE thing, connects from the back end. Because if I do that, it's just easier. PTFE tube's going to be longer, just fine. This does look kind of interesting. I do kind of like this thing. I do like it. It's kind of cool looking. There's a filament sensor switch built into this, it seems. That's cool, I guess. I mean, it's useful. Does this just hook onto stock Sovol? I don't quite understand. Yeah. I really like your channel. Just curious, now you have Sovol. Can you compare it, Ender? I know it's bigger. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's the obvious. Obviously, it's bigger. It's faster. That's like the most interesting aspect that I like about it. It's faster. It's pretty damn accurate. Compared to my Ender 3. My Ender 3, like I've made that go faster than stock Ender 3. There's the problem with the tool head. Oh gosh. Okay, so give me a second. I need to clip my thoughts. Okay, so the stock tool head that comes with the SV08. They give you a spare hot end, a spare extruder hot end piece, not extruder. Frick. I tried to gather my thoughts and they just scattered more. I have the spare. Ah, here it is. So I have a spare 0.4 nozzle for when, like, they give this as part of the kit, which is nice. I like that they do that. But this whole hot end, this whole extruder thing, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way almost, because I don't think I can't think of any way to remove the nozzle. Wait a minute. Can I? There's a little gap there. Is that threaded? Wait! Screw it, I'm opening you up. Are you threaded? That would be really amazing if you're threaded, because then I could put on fresh and different, all of my other different kinds of... Okay, my review may be about to change. Hold on. Pliers. I need... Oh, fine, I'll use you. No, that's not... That's gonna make it worse. Hold on. Just a minute. Nope, that's not pliers. Hold on. If I can take this tip off, might change my opinion on this. No. I'm pretty sure I'm going to break it if I do. Okay, so... My opinion is that it seems like it's not as easily... I can't easily replace things. Replace the hot end with, like, hardened steel or... can't easily replace it with a hardened steel nozzle tip. Ones that I already have, which I really wish I could. I can't easily replace it with a high flow nozzle tip, ones that I already have. So it bugs me that I can't do that without having to invest and buy more pieces. Like the Sovol SV08 is not a good first time printer. You don't want to do this for your first time when you're buying a printer. You do not want this to be your first printer. There's a lot of stuff going on with it in that you need to tinker. It's not going to work right out of the box. I mean, it will, but it's not going to give you solid prints right out of the box. And if you buy the Sovol SV08, understanding that this is not your printer that you're going to just set and forget like a bamboo, and you buy it understanding that you are going to tinker, you are more likely to enjoy the process of using this printer. Now, the back blower fan is honestly really cheap. I don't like that. It just, right out of the box started breaking off. That kind of pisses me off. I didn't like that. Here, I'll turn on my webcam. This thing right here, so the hot end is usually here. It has a blower fan up front that blows forward and to the sides, and this blows from the back, which is nice. It gives you good cooling options, but this thing right here, it broke right out of the box. Right there. Right where this thing right here, it broke off right out of the box. I super glued it back in place, thinking that would be good enough, but knowing that that's going to be a temporary measure. But little did I know that once this snapped off mid-print, the wire got crimped and broken in place. Which really annoys me that happened. Could have been avoided. Could be designed better. This piece right here is too thin. I don't know what they were expecting with a printer that you're supposed to be tinkering it with it right off the box. I don't know what they were expecting with this. Because, yeah, I'm supposed to be tinkering, but at the very least, give me a piece that, you know, isn't going to get broken off whenever my print warps, because I don't understand how the printer works yet. It could be too hot. I don't know what's happening in the chamber. Like, when I know what's happening in the chamber now, I know how my plastic is going to warp. I'm able to correct for that somewhat now, but right out of the box, I don't know how this all is going to react. I don't know how. It's a completely brand new printer, and this is my second time starting from, well, actually third time technically, starting from complete scratch with a brand new printer. And so, you know, you got to do a lot of stress test prints. This helmet was like an ultimate stress test. After printing several test prints, printing several other things, and just playing with it, I wanted to see how the printer reacted with different slopes, different contours, and this helmet kind of really was perfect. Because it makes me see that right here, I posted a better picture on my Discord, but like right here, let me see if I can get it. Right there, you can see a double line, and that's because, like, a line here and a line here, that is because it under extrudes at the overhang. So that might be because of adaptive pressure advance. So anyway, this is a setting that's my fault. This is not the printer's fault. But like, you know, you don't know what to expect out of the printer, how its thermals work, how quickly it heats up the filament, how the filament goes through the printer. You don't know any of that until you start printing. And so once this breaks off mid-print on some long print and you never really expected it to, crack, there goes the wires. I'm pretty sure this is a common problem with a lot of Sovols that people just don't really talk about, because it's just like, oh, well, there goes the fan. Let's get some new cooling. And that's honestly what I was going to do. I was going to be like, well, that pisses me off, but whatever. I need to now resolder these wires back to its original cable, which is somewhere around here. Really need to clean my desk. I know, it's a mess. People were complaining about the tool head, the plastic part of the tool head, not really, like, that blue thing there, not really holding on, but, like, it holds on pretty damn well. The only time that it doesn't hold on is if there's, like, a very significant warping going up, and it just kind of pushes itself off, which it did break a connector, but, like, that connector's not really broken. It's just cracked and broken off, but I can still very easily just pop the fan in and it works. And if I really want to, I could just use some super glue to just kind of keep the connector in place, but like, I don't need to. It works. A lot of people, when the printer first came out, were complaining about the sensor not quite working too well, which, fair, I guess. The auto bed leveling system not really working super great, and honestly, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I believe it can definitely be better, which is why I bought the Creality CR Touch, and I'm thinking, I think I found a way to make the CR Touch work correctly. We'll have to see. The cooling system definitely needs improvement, because it's using one big blower to blow forward and to the side, and I think the problem that I am constantly having with my Pet G right now is that most of that force is going down and out rather than to the sides and pushing and squeezing. It used to be that this thing right here would probably help squeeze the filament. All of the blowers are intended to kind of like squeeze and push the filament in place and solidify quickly, which is intended. You want to do that, but because they didn't quite, I don't think they quite did a fluid dynamic test, most of that blower's energy is going down and out this way and not to the sides and in. That is, I think, a big design flaw. You can try and plan for that as much as you want, but air's just going to go where air goes. and I think it would be better to do similar to what my Ender 3 does, where it blows inwards. These are all the criticisms I have of the printer. I like this printer way more than 5PB, my Ender 3. It's the name I gave my Ender 3. I like this printer more. I like it. There's a lot of complaints that I have. There's a lot of issues that I have with it. I think it could be better. I definitely think it can be better. But that's the point of the printer. It's not... It does... What one reviewer, I think, said before I actually got my hands on this thing is that this printer does really well at what it was designed to do, and that's to be a basic printer that is able to work with basic settings, and you're supposed to tinker. I think it does that really well, and I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. It's nice. It works. It's good. There's, I guess, one more criticism that I have, and I'm probably going to keep... These are just going to keep coming as I think of them. The klipper software. It doesn't stick with baseline klipper software. It's using a Sovol fork. For me to change to klipper, to mainline klipper, to go put the damn thing back onto mainline klipper, I need a piece that originally costs like $1 to make, and $6 to make a profit off of it. Which I don't mind people making a profit off of it. That's fine. You can make a profit, but like with the tariffs going on here in America, this thing, I can't find anywhere at all whatsoever to get a second eMMC 32GB chip and this little adapter thing, USB to eMMC adapter. I can't find anywhere that isn't selling these things for $30 or more. And that's because of the stupid tariffs going on. The stupid tariff war. It is what it is. I can't control it. It is what it is. So I have to be very careful with because of that, I have to be very careful with every single piece of equipment that I have right now until this tariff stupidity is over with. I have to be really careful with all of my equipment. I don't want to break anything. He says, as he almost broke something earlier. I want to break as few things as possible and repair as many things as I can. And that's the cool thing, is that I can repair almost anything that this printer throws at me. Anything that breaks, I can repair, except for microchips. Microchips I can't repair. Wires I can repair. Broken adapters I can repair. Broken connectors I can repair. But trying to put this damn thing on mainline klipper is... It costs too much for me right now. It's $30 for me to get that piece, and it's... I don't have that money. I make $10 an hour. I don't like the placement of the filament, how it enters into the stock enclosure. I don't entirely like the position of the fan for the stock enclosure. I think the fan should be higher up, so that way it takes heat out. But actually, it depends on if any volatile chemicals are like down below. But the whole point of that fan is to kind of help control the temperature of the chamber. It's not really a fan for venting bad chemicals or bad volatile compounds. I'm kind of okay with it. I like it. It's okay. Again, like, it could be better, but like, it's good for stock. For like a stock component, it's pretty damn good. And again, like, this printer's really fast. It's faster than a Bamboo, than my friend's Bamboo. Although I don't think my friend has really unlocked a whole lot on his Bamboo in trying to speed his Bamboo up. Um, I think the other thing that I really, really like about this printer is that it is... I can buy something that will turn the tool head into a multi-tool head. Or I could print it myself. I could print most of the components myself, except for certain things, like microchips and motors. And hot ends. Can't print a hot end. But, like, I can completely reconfigure my entire printer to turn into a multi-tool head, which that is my dream right now. That has always been my dream, is to make a multi-tool head printer and not a filament changing system. Although a filament changing system in the short term is cheaper, and a filament tool head changing system is more expensive in the short term. In the long term, filament changing system is going to cost me more in 3D poops, in the 3D filament waste for purging the filament head. In the long term, a filament tool head changer is going to cost me less and add less plastic as weight. It's going to have less plastic waste. And I like not contributing to the plastic in the environment. Like, I know that this is just, I'm 3D printing. I'm going to be wasting a lot of plastic. Like, that's just the hobby. I know that it's just like, you're 3D printing with plastic. You're gonna be contributing to the plastic problem, dude, no matter what you do. But I'd like to contribute as little to the plastic problem as I can. And the tool head changing system would be better for that. I like the tool head changing system more for contributing as little to the plastic problem as I can. The other thing that I like about my 3D printer is that I can print a bunch of tools and other things that will allow me to basically not have to ship things to my house. Which means less carbon emissions, which means less plastic and packaging materials that are just going to go to waste. I know cardboard is fine. Like, cardboard is just, it's basically tree stuff that's going to decompose, but that cardboard comes with tape that has plastic on it that won't decompose like cardboard does. So overall, I like the Sovol. It's a good printer. I have a lot of qualms with it. If you're going to get it for yourself, probably make sure that once you get it, make sure everything's aligned correctly. Because I noticed that on that tool head on that tool head there, if you notice, I don't think you can really see it too well on the stream, but I can see it very clearly in person. The right side's belt alignment is like a little bit like this, whereas the left side is actually perpendicular or parallel to where it needs to be. This one is just like a little bit not parallel. It's just, it has an angle that's going to cause some wear and tear on both the belt and also the gears, which I'm going to correct that soon. I'm kind of working on workshopping a few things. I'm trying to improve the weight that's going to the tool head, the position where the Bowden tube is placed and it's attaching. I think that's pretty much all I have to really say about the Sovol. The comparison between the Ender 3 and the Sovol. The Ender 3 is obviously like old tech. It's a bed slinger. It's like the first... It's one of the first printers of its kind. So yeah, it's the Ender 3. It's old stuff. Of course it is. It's slow, it's clunky, but I still love my Ender 3, and I'm not gonna mothball it. I'm working on bringing it back after I bricked it. And the funny thing is that I bricked it with the filament that this thing is using right now. And I also bricked my friend's bamboo, two of my friend's bamboo X1Cs with this filament. And I thought this filament was just like, it's never going to print. So I already started like the return process for Amazon, and then I by some stupidity, I ran out of like I ruined my orange PETG that did work with my printers, threw it out, and was just like, well, I still want to print something. I still would like to continue tuning this thing for PETG, because I haven't tuned this thing at all for PETG yet. Threw that PETG on there, just saying, like, you know what? If it breaks this, I can take it apart and get it back together again. It's fine. I can do that. I know how to do that. The reason why I bricked my Ender 3, though, is because this filament got stuck in the Ender 3, and I thought it would be a good idea to use my heat gun to try and unstuck it. But using my heat gun on the Ender 3 melted the plastic mounting parts that I had, which was a stupid idea. That's how I bricked it. So if I had just said cancel the print, I was in a time crunch, so I didn't want to cancel the print because it was already like 3 hours into it. But if I had just canceled the print, pulled the filament out, trimmed the filament, put it back in, and then just tried again, or at least just stopped trying to use that filament entirely, I would have not bricked my my printer that hard. So that's my own fault. I bricked it. That's not the filament's fault. Although the filament did lead to me being desperate and doing desperate things. But yeah, the Ender 3 is slow. It's definitely slow. But I love it. It's my first printer that I ever really kind of called my own. My first real printer was the Dremel 3D20 that my friend gave me. The one who has the, like, 4 bamboo X1 carbons. He gave me that printer 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere around there. 3 years ago. 2 years ago? Like 2.5 to 3 years ago, I think. He gave me that printer when he was closing down his office. Why is my camera flashing like that? Whatever. He gave me that printer like 3 years ago, and that got me into, and just gave me a whole bunch of old filament that, you know, it's old. It works, but it's old, and it's strings, and it's a pain in the rear. Still have that filament, and I still have the option to kind of like get that filament going again. I just need to do a... Oh, here's the cable. Anyway, yeah. Dremel 3D20 was a piece of junk. I actually gave it to a kid at church. I did not raise his expectations. I actually tried my best to lower his expectations for this printer, but he was still just like, heck yeah, a completely free 3D printer. He's a 6th grader. So like, I was talking 3D printers with him for quite a while, and I realized, you know what? I have an Ender 3, and this printer over here, it's just collecting dust. I don't ever want to touch it again. How about I pass the good deed along that my friend did to me? Just pass that printer along to someone who is getting into 3D printing. So I talked with him and I said, hey, here, I have a printer that I really hate. It doesn't have any kind of bed leveling on it. It is a piece of junk that I hate working with. The build plate is tiny. It's like as big as a resin printer is right now. Like, it is a tiny, tiny thing. with a big enclosure. I can't even put it onto Klipper or anything like that, or put it onto Marlin software. So I just said, "Hey, do you want this? This thing is a piece of junk. I don't like it. Do you want it?" And he's just like, "Yeah." I mean, obviously, I talked with his mother first. Need to say, I talked to his mother first before ever mentioning this to him. So, yeah, that's how I got into 3D printing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera back off. I need to go take care of a few things, and I need to keep thinking on what I am going to do for the printer right now. Because I'd like a drag chain. I'd like better cooling, and I still don't know if I want that halo cooling thing, or if I want the Hero Me adapter for that. The thing that I don't like is that this is gone, and the Hero Me adapter that I saw online still has this thing attached. So, I don't know. Alright, I gotta think. Be right back. Just start another timer. My phone. Hi, puppy. Puppy fella be up here. Come here. Hi, baby. Hello. Hello. Hello, you good girl. Yeah? Alrighty. Gosh, I wish I could just... Hold on. There we go. Okay, come here. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I love you too. I love you bunches. Good girl. Okay. Definitely need the camera mounts. What the hell do you mean? Yes? What? What does that mean? What does that even mean? I'd rather that not swivel too much. Although this looks nice. I like this, kind of. Download it. So I like that. That's nice, but I think... Where's the one that I actually, like, downloaded? What the hell? Weird. Yes, good girl. Sorry, what is this? So what part of SV08 do you not understand? What is this? No, I'm good. I do like that. Kind of angle does it give? Kind of gives a better angle, and I can adjust it. See, the problem that I have with the ball joint one, I don't like that one. I do like the ball joint, but the problem that I have with it is a lack of locking it down friction-wise. Designing a top relocation camera mount for my Sovol SV08, adjustable. Hi, baby. Good baby. Good dog. Good puppy. I love you. How far up is this anyway? Okay, I'm gonna go with this one actually. Kind of sticks with the base Sovol SV08 positioning of the camera itself. So I think, you know what, this is probably good. What, baby? What? Mwah, I love you. Yeah, you ready to go down now? Okay, go. Go. Cause terror. Little bop. Just want to look through the pictures. Hold on. Don't have a picture of the camera angle, but it does improve, especially in the early layers. First layer is still difficult to see, but you can't fix that with the angle, obviously. Just works. What are you doing? You trying to make a little nest? See the girl. Awesome, simple model. Camera angle looks much better now. What do you mean still a slow camera? Awesome quick print and much better angle for the camera. Thanks a lot for the great design. Cool. A lot of people like it. I think I could use it too. It's gonna be good for like a stock camera. Hmm. Cool. Your device will restart. What? You're gonna force me to restart in 4 minutes. gonna just restart.